Welcome to Trading Lounge and the SP 500 for the 7th of April. And starting on the weekly chart here, this has always been our count here as in terms of an A wave here, a B wave here and a C wave here for wave 4. Now, like I said, we need to get evidence that that low is in place there and we need to see a move higher. So the impulse wave taking us higher through here will be the same pattern as a three-wave structure here to take us to this space here, the 50-60% retracement level. So with this wave 4 being in place, that would only be the case if we can prove that, which would be well, there's a few different ways, but in a nutshell, would have to be above the 61.8%. We would have to have support on the 3,000 at that point to work with that. So we are working three waves to the upside here. So let's go in and take a look at that. So this is the way we've been looking at it, with wave A here, or wave 1 here, and then wave B here, and then moving up for wave C here. So we've got lift off now off the what I call the medium level here, the 2,500, and we are currently long now. So just moving into this here. So this count here, as I've pointed out yesterday as well, this A wave here, an A and a B and a C here for wave B on this low here. And the reason for that, even though wave B is quite high here, the reason I've done that for is because, I mean, even on the NASDAQ, it's a bit higher than this one here. So if I look at the NASDAQ here for a moment, we've got this wave B here up onto this one here, but I kind of don't mind that in a way because we're working with a large number here at 8,000. Markets tend to, play to those numbers there. So that's okay. And also too, now we're at the 8,000 here. This will leave the Dow Jones at 23,000, which is also a really important level as well. So we can expect a bit of a dance across this level here before we see a push higher from this here. So yeah, just spend a bit of time at this particular level before we get a setup to the upside further. But we'll look at that particular pattern. But when we're looking at the Dow Jones here, we can see that we've got the A wave here. The B wave doesn't go as high here in this case. Not that I would take the DJ as the the definite count in any aspect, because it just doesn't carry the weight anymore. But it's good to have a bit of a look around. As I mentioned, the NASDAQ is on the 8,000, and this one here will also have a bit of a dance across this level here as well. The number 3 here is stronger than the number 2 here, so we'll see more of a correction coming across this space here. Now, coming back to this market here, there's another way that I can count this here as well, and it doesn't well, on the cash market it looks okay to do it this way. So with the cash market, in fact, this would be, if I can move that to there and to there. It's a little bit weird, but it does count okay actually, and it would change this particular structure here. So I won't. I'm just going to keep this in the background as I'm counting up here, and it will become a little bit clearer if this is the case or not. But just going back to our original count and then drilling in from that point here. So we're looking for a move. This here, just this little yardstick here, is the length of wave A. So there's normally some sort of equality with wave A and wave C here. So we could be looking up into the box here. We'll be looking at a 5-wave structure moving up here as well. So that gives us a bit of a guide stick. One of the things that I also want to see too is I want to see the angle in which this C wave travels up here, because a wave C will tend to be a bit lazier compared to wave A. Wave A is normally sharp. So if I could just draw that over here, the market comes down, wave A has that first strong bounce, and then wave B, and then wave C is more of an angle here. But if we see wave C the same as wave A here, well then, you know, we can look at this situation here as possibly wave 1 up here, and look at this as the third wave up here. So it's just something that we just got to work through, and not that it makes a big difference for us at this stage here. With the NASDAQ being at 8,000, the Dow going to 23,000, the S&P is entering what I call group 2, so minor group 2, which is a group. It's the 65, 72 and 80 here. So it never could get in there before for this, and now it's getting in there. But double tops are never the end of the campaign anyways, as Gann would say. Not that I'm a Gann trader at all, but I have taken some tips and tricks from his trading. We pulled apart the some of his, I didn't really get into the astrology side of it all, but I pulled apart all his trades that he did for Chrysler and mapped them all out and see actually what strategy he did do, and I pulled out a good strategy from that. I figured out how he did it. So so I've taken things of that nature from him. But yeah, so now that we're entering group 2 here, 65, 72 and 80, you can expect corrections at each of those levels there. But let's go in and have a look at the count for this. So the natural count here would be looking at this as wave 1 to here and wave 2 to here. Now this is a nice strong little wave here. It's possible to put wave 3 here on this one here, because we've got 5 waves in this move here, and then wave 4 here, and then have wave 5 finishing just in here and be the end of it. But it still leaves this whole structure a bit short compared to this, doesn't it? So it's not likely that that's the case. So we would push this up here a little bit higher through all of this. And do I have any of these? I'll just go to the 15-minute chart, just keep drilling in here for this. So in this case here, looking at it as wave 1 here and wave 2 here, but just remember that this wave 2 and B could be over here as well. Yeah, and having all this down here is the A wave here, and then the B wave to here as an A, and to B and to C here, and then down for this as the C wave here. So it works quite well. We'll I'm just keeping all the options in mind. Yesterday, as you noted, we went long in here, and we can move the stop up to this point here now, and this 5 waves here, we'll look at wave 1 here, and this here we can see a little 5 waves in here. Yeah, so I don't know if that's wave 1 of wave 3 here just yet. So but I would expect the market to, it's just gone straight through it. So normally what happens in these cases is that when the market does something like this here, goes straight through, the distance it goes above can be the distance it goes below, especially when it doesn't move up here and just straight up react from that level, because we normally have the arrival, the reaction, the first high above the level. In this case here, it's just gone straight through. So I call that an overshoot pattern, and the distance it goes up will normally be the distance it goes below. And the other point here to work out is that it normally, I'm just doing a bit of a triangle pattern here and exaggerating, but normally when this sort of occurs here, there'll be some sort of vibration in here, and then you just let it mature a little bit, and then just take these lows, these highs out here again. So we'll be looking to go long here again. So I'm just going to copy that here. I'm just going to put it down here a little bit, not on the top here, because we want one of these second lows to go in place here at that point. And yeah, the good news, once it gets into this, once it creeps up into group 2 here, 65, 72 and 80, then it's not going to come, once it gets support on this level here, then it won't come back at that point. It will continue to move up at that stage. I don't think the tick chart can do us much more. No, I won't go into that at the moment, but yeah, so just while we're here though, that this is the that high here, that can give us the basic range in this space. Obviously the support over here as well, so that's the flickering around at this particular point here that it can do at this level here. But this level here, the 2650, this is the one, the beginning of group 2, so it hasn't got support in there yet. Yes, it's come back and tested it, which is great, but it's not actually sitting in there yet, so it could still just keep vibrating across this here. But when you do see it there, then you know that you're going up at that point there. So if you're looking for a long trade, don't do it just yet. And besides, this one here coming down here is 5 waves here, so this is like a little A, and there'll be some B, and there'll be some C wave down through here. So maybe use your stochastics or whatever, and buy back here a little bit as well in that nature. Alrighty, I think that's pretty much it at this stage. So we are looking just to go we are looking to go to building in another long position here. But what we're looking for here though is a classic trading level setup here for this. And once we've got that, we'll put the stop. Once we've got this here, once we get this pattern across here, and then it triggers that one, then you can just put this stop here under the last low here. Okay, once that happens, because you need to treat this as a separate trade here, and expect more vibration, a larger vibration at this level here, at the 2720. And then this is the important number here, the 8. Wherever we see an 8, we call it a profit taking number. So I'm just assuming at this point that we'll be looking at wave 3 at that point here. But we'll pull that apart when we get a bit closer to that. Alrighty, I think that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.
Report unless it's done.
Really?
They're sorting out some flights.